What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here, and we are finally playing World War III again. It has been a while, and I'm going to kind of talk to about how we got to this point, what it is now, and kind of my thoughts and concerns on it. But before we get to that point, I want to explain the storied history of World War III, because a lot of people might be seeing this game for the first time and not even know that it's not new. So back in 2018, World War III released, and it was a spiritual successor to Battlefield. It had its issues, but overall it was a really good game. Great gunplay, right? A lot of vehicles, customization, a lot of customization, and it was pretty good. Everyone really liked it. And then we slowly got some content updates, very slowly. But during that time, there just wasn't enough content to kind of keep people interested. I think Battlefield 5 came out at the time. People kind of got interested in that. Even though it sucked, and the game just died out. Like, you couldn't even find a single server. So they took it off a sale of Steam. If you still had it, you could still play it, though. That's where My Games comes in. They end up purchasing it, and they're the people that do, I think, Warframe and Armored Warfare, to name a few of the games. So they do a lot of free-to-play games, and they intend to make World War III free-to-play. So a lot of time passes, not a lot of updates, until now, where we get our alpha test. So if you bought the game, you get access to do this test, to show off the new version of it. This is going to be the free-to-play model. And yes, it is monetized. We can't see the monetization, but in the menus, there's lots of shops, blueprints, skins, battle passes, and of course, if you want to change your name twice, you have to pay with a premium currency. So yes, it's free-to-play with a lot of microtransactions. Which I halfway expected to be monetized to all freaking hell. What we're getting right now with this new and improved game is pretty much the same exact game that we paid for in 2018. Nothing has really drastically changed. The movement seems to have been dumbed down a little bit. It's got this weird, like, clunkiness to it. The UI is completely changed, of course, to make room for your microtransactions and your shop markers and things like that. There is a lot less, and I'm gonna say it's probably because of the testing. We only get 2 maps really, and they're the original maps, none of the new stuff. Guns, very bare bones amount of guns. Before, World War III had tons of guns and customizations. You could even customize your RPGs to have like optics and shit. So there was a lot going for it. The vehicles, not as cool as they once were. Being able to mod them and stuff and customize them, still there, but it's not to the extent that it was. Of course, you got your kill streaks and things like that. It's kind of the same. I mean, it's basically the game I paid money for back in the day, but now in a free-to-play model. Not to say that it's not a good game. It needs work in a few areas here and there. And it still does have the same potential that the original version has. But this, after all that time and that work for them to update and revamp it, not really seeing much work at all. It's pretty much the same exact fucking game from 2018 with just monetization and maybe a few new maps and weapons. That's about it. So I'm not super stoked and like, hey, they revived it, they brought it back, because it still might suffer from the same issues that it did before, keeping people's attention and, keeping them together and playing the game. Free-to-play might change that, but I highly doubt it. So one of the cool new things that they have is the backpack. So with the backpack, you can actually carry different scopes that you can't get on customization for your guns. You get them for your backpack, or different types of grenades and things like that. So you can pull out, an NC Star scope, slap it on your gun with a little, on-the-fly radial customization menu, and go to town from there. I think it's a cool little feature, and it adds something new to the game, but overall, when it comes to the gameplay, not much has changed. It's pretty much the same thing. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I've never played it, so, it is what it is. But, I mean, graphically, it looks the same. It kind of looks a little less. It runs great. It had no stutters, anything like that. The animations are kind of clunky still. The movement, the way you move is kind of weird. Not a huge fan. And then, of course, they go straight Call of Duty and they add the slide in. So now you can slide wherever the hell you want. You can slip and slide all over the map. Not a huge fan of it. I think that's kind of like, I didn't run around Iraq fucking sliding all over the place 10 feet in sand. That's not, you know, we're on asphalt. This is not how it works. So I'm not excited to see the slide, but I kind of see it, them pushing away from this realism, you know, Battlefield thing, trying to make it their own, maybe Call of Duty Battlefield kind of clone-ish. I mean, I wouldn't expect, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing a Battle Royale, you know, added into this at some point, because, well, you know, they're trying to get their money's worth. They ended up buying it. They want to get their money's worth, so, you know, can't blame them. Capitalism at its finest. But it is sad to see that all this work that they did is really not showing much change in the game at all. Just kind of back to that normal, hey, check this out. We re-released World War III. It's the same game you know and love, but this time with microtransactions. It kind of sucks, but what I'm hoping for is that free-to-play model brings in a lot more people, and they can kind of experiment with the game, or even, you know, have money to develop and things like that. But with my storied kind of past with my games, you know, my.com with Armored Warfare, I'm really not getting my hopes up. But I think they do Warface too, so, you know, that's decent in itself. So there might be hope for the game. Now, I'm not sure how I feel. For one, I kind of wanted something built upon the original. I didn't really want the original because, well, you know, I expected time to be used differently. But it is nice to see it come to that free-to-play model. Maybe we might get a change. Maybe we might get more people around. But you never know where it could go. I'm hoping to see what new weapons they have. I'm hoping to see what new attachments. With this backpack system, you might get some pretty cool attachments that you can get. Most of the kill streaks are completely the same. But, you know, when it comes to... And, you know, this is another thing. When it comes to the monetization, what are we getting in the shop? I saw blueprints. We kind of know what blueprints are from other games. And they're probably going to mimic that. We see the skins. There's a lot of customization for, you know, making your gun look different. Different butt stocks that don't do anything, but just look different. Grips, handrails, things like that. Skins, of course, for all players. You know, uniforms, things like that. But... could they also possibly add weapons to where only certain weapons are only, you know, found in packs, crates, or bought bundles, things like that. And then, of course, you got your premium. Will it be pay to win? We don't really know. And that's the kind of thing that's really, you know, not okay with me, and I'm kind of worried about, because this game does have ammo types. You can get your hollow points, your FMJ, your AP rounds. What if they add premium ammo? Like, kind of like World of Tanks, where your super freaking AP rounds that can just straight one-tap through helmets, which you can't really do in this game. It depends on the gun, kind of. What if they sell that kind of ammo? That's my main issue, is just the big lack of change of the game and the monetization. Because if you're willing to monetize a name change, what else are you willing to monetize, you know? Who knows what else they're doing? I mean, that was surprising in itself. That's like a super low blow. Like, damn, I have to pay to change my name? Wow. So why not pay to have special ammo? That's the concern for me. I don't think it's going to be straight cosmetic. I think we're going to get some pretty pay-to-win fucking shit in it, because they're going to want their investment back. This was an established game that had a bright future that was literally abandoned, and they're going to want their money back on their return for this. And I think Tencent is actually involved in this too, if I'm not mistaken. So you know how they are. So there could be a very aggressive monetization for this. I mean, like, the worst of the worst, but who knows. I am excited to try it. It's very meh for me. I don't think a lot was improved. I think it's the same game with just a re-release with monetization. A lot of you that maybe never got it and now are going to get the chance to play it, I would say it's free to play. Give it a shot. This is still the test phase. Not sure what's going on with release, but hopefully soon. But at the end of the day, Battlefield 2042 is probably going to completely overshadow this thing. But I want to know what you guys think. If you've played it before, what do you think of it now? If you've never seen it before or you're excited for it, let me know in the comments below. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.